Hello and welcome to Shift from Burley and Wharfdale Methodist Church. In this series of 5 sessions, which brings to a close 2020, a year where the world came together by staying apart, we're taking a look at topics that appear to present opposites. Staying informed but keeping calm, staying alert but keeping relaxed, staying apart but keeping connected, staying covered but keeping your identity, staying home but keeping festive. So let's explore staying apart, keeping together. This week we're looking at staying covered but keeping our identity. And you're probably wondering why I'm dressed like this. Well, if you tune into the service on the 20th of December, you'll find out what my identity is in that service. But as we all continue to socially distance and cover our faces with masks, do you feel as though you're losing your identity? I'm a fan, as you might have guessed from the logo, of the Pittsburgh Steelers. For you non-sporting people, that's an American football team. And when I'm out and about, I wear my mask, and that's got the Steelers logo on. But what actually defines our identity? Who are we really? Let's hear what Viv has to say as she shares some thoughts with us. Over to you, Viv.
Hello everyone. I think you knew it was me, even though I had a mask on. I don't think I've failed to recognise anyone so far, even if they have been wearing a mask. I've been astonished at the variety of mask designs that people are wearing. 2 of us are making Christmas masks for the church charity this year, which is Burley Terrelly Friendship Trust. And between us, there must be a fantastic choice of fabrics. You can still be yourself, distinguished from others by your personal taste. We might have to work that little bit harder to communicate effectively, though. If others have a hearing impairment, we might need to speak more clearly and slowly. We might have to tell people that we're in fact smiling beneath this mask. Otherwise, they might not know that we bring an attitude of friendliness. Or perhaps we can work on ensuring that we smile with our eyes, not just our lips. So much of our communication is body language and facial expression. What do masks signify? Some conceal themselves behind masks. I think of some well-known films: The Lone Ranger, Batman, The Mask of Zorro. These people did not want to be identified as individuals, but they had a brand, a character that you could rely on. They were brave, daring, out to fight injustice and evil and help others. I wonder if you have a brand, mask or not. What is our identity anyway? Who am I? How much does it depend on outward appearance? The Goths distinguished themselves by black lipstick, body piercings, droopy black clothes, and of course a certain taste in music. That's one of many tribal identities we have in Britain. It's a free country. Those who choose in our society to wear a turban or a hijab as part of their cultural and religious identity have a perfect right to do so. And personally, I'm proud to live in a country that tolerates difference and individual choice. I find it deplorable when some people make looking different an excuse for hatred and prejudice. Our identity is made up of so many things: personality, aptitudes and talents, the influence of nurture within a family, our genetic predispositions, regional influences, our tastes, such as what sort of music we like, what hobbies or interests we engage in, sport, gardening, bridge, calligraphy, our political leanings, our passions, likes and dislikes, our diet even, meat eaters, vegetarians, vegans, pescatarians. Religious faith is in there too, or it might be adherence to a secular set of values. These days we're offered so many models of how to be a human being, how to live your life. Some people get confused and lost and need to find themselves amidst such a welter of possibilities. What is the true you? It doesn't help when celebrities promote the idea that you can give yourself a makeover every few years. We're back to the notion that appearance is everything. One of the psalm writers in the Bible says this of God: "You desire truth in the inner being." What is that saying to us? We human beings have a tendency to put on metaphorical masks. Some put on a mask to protect themselves when their vulnerability makes them fearful. When asked, "How are you?" the answer trips off the tongue: "I'm fine," when really we are not. I'm an admirer of the work that is currently being done to raise awareness about mental health, to make it something we can talk about without fear of stigma. It's okay to be not okay. We need to talk. We need to be honest and support others in being honest. Honesty sometimes hurts. It hurts our pride. But it is the first step towards healing. This is very much needed at the present time, when so many people are suffering damage to their mental health through isolation. Some put on a mask of respectability when underneath it's a different story. Jesus saw right through that. He had no time for that sort of hypocrisy. He said those people were like whited sepulchres. He had a lot to say about what we are on the inside, our real motivations and attitudes. The God I believe in knows our inner being and is concerned with repairing us, bringing our whole selves into a state of honesty, integrity, and wholeness. I personally don't believe we can know our identity without God, because before we know who we are, we need to know whose we are. We are exposed and vulnerable in the sight of the all-seeing God, but my Christian faith assures me we have nothing to fear because we are so loved by God. Love is the base from which our true self can blossom and flourish. I believe every one of us is God's handiwork, but it is a work in progress. God's will for each of us is to become the very best version of ourselves and fulfill the potential that God has put there. The prophet Jeremiah was particularly aware of this. He wrote about his awareness of his calling from a very young age to be God's messenger. He knew that God had formed him from his mother's womb to be God's servant. I love that sense that your unique identity has a purpose. I find that awesome. It makes you want to get up in the morning and find out more. So next time you go out wearing your mask, don't fret. Don't say to yourself, I look like a dork in this. I might as well be an alien from Mars. Be proud of yourself. You're being kind to others. Smile and know there is one who smiles on you.